Joining me now is former FBI Deputy Assistant Director Danny Coulson. Great to see you, Danny. Let's start with Catherine's report there and the testimony today by Yovanovitch. She was saying basically that she was unfairly fired, and others would say there was every reason to fire her. Who's right here?
Well, you have to remember that ambassadors serve at the pleasure of the president, and if you displeasure him, they're gonna get rid of you. I think it's just a major red herring. She was dismissed, and she has no guarantee of her position. And if she wasn't doing the job that he wanted her to do, then he has a right to fire her. And it has nothing to do with impeachment, has nothing to do with the conversation. And it's just another thing I think they're throwing out there to take the focus away from the lack of credibility of what we're dealing with here. I think it's de minimis. I don't think it matters one bit whether or not she was fired or not.
Danny, let's move on and talk about Rudy Giuliani and his role in Ukraine and acting as the president's personal attorney and his association with the two gentlemen that Catherine referenced. This doesn't really look good for him, being that he was associated with these two men and they are now being indicted by the feds.
Well, first of all, I would like to see that not happen. I think that investigations should be conducted by proper authorities, and that's the Department of Justice. That being said, he has a right to do that. I know Rudy. I did cases with Rudy in New York City. But he's an honorable guy. He deals with some people that aren't so honorable sometimes because he's a lawyer, just like I do. So I don't think this is that much of a deal. I would frankly prefer that the president leave these kind of investigations to the Department of Justice, because this is where it gets to appear to be political. And whether it's political or not, it has that appearance. And I think he'd be better served by letting the Attorney General and the FBI do these things as opposed to himself.
Okay, final question, Danny. There's been ongoing litigation regarding Trump's personal records, his tax records, and also his accounting records. The accounting firm is being told to provide the financial records to Congress. Your thoughts on that?
Well, you know what? Sooner or later it's going to come out. He's going to give them up. I don't know why the reluctance is there, but you know what? These are not the biggest cases in the world. One of them has to do with Stormy Daniels and the relationship with Donald Trump. I don't know why we're dealing with that. I don't know why the Southern District of New York is even going after that, but they are. So I'm all for that. Let's let the courts do their job. Let them decide whether or not these records get given out or not. And if they are, then let's just live with it. I like dealing through the court system as opposed to the legislative branch. So I think it's a good thing, and we'll see what happens.
Danny, great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure. Thanks.
Talk to you soon.